Hello and welcome to episode 71 of Art Book Review. We've got, I guess it's slightly old now. I think it's 10 years since the Mankind Divided. It's a shame we never got the third one. I really enjoyed these two games, especially Divided, although it did feel quite unfinished at times. That's because they were forced to split it to two games, and then they released the third one, bloody Square Enix on that one. So this art book covers both those two games. Um, I picked up for between 15 and 20 quid. I think it's recommended retails about 30. Which is not which is quite good for the type book it is. It's a decent hardback. It's got a relatively good amount of pages, and it is tier 4. It is a proper design book, so you have maybe not as many pictures, not as many sketch kind of stuff, more the 3D modeling and uh, full art concepts, but you have a lot of breakdown about different bits from the dev team and the illustrators and stuff like that. So that's always quite cool to actually see the process and hear what they say about it. At least that's the kind of thing I'm into. So let's just have a quick start here. So you have, one thing I will say, the spine has a little bit of annoyance. Not spine, the centre bit, because it doesn't fall out. It's not very cutting off anything, at least, unlike some of the books, where you end up with huge cut-offs. This time I think they've actually balanced it relatively well. Yeah, nice bit of forward, always nice when you see stuff like that. Talking about a thing. So about Adam, we have a good amount of pages to the main character, which makes sense, seeing some of the earlier designs, and I do like the fact they referred to him as different things. You got douchebag Adam, Pinocchio Adam, and the one they went with in the end. It was quite cool to see that, and actually the frankness and the mix talking about it is always very nice to see. Which again makes it even sadder that we didn't get a third game. As you can see, I mean, you're not getting the sketches, but you are getting all the different variants and design phase stuff. That's the outfit, different abilities. Then we start getting into other characters a little bit. Megan Reed, very important character in the first game, and then pretty much nowhere to be seen on, barely even mentioned in the second, which was a bit disappointing. But I think that's because they were a bit torn about whether the original idea was it was supposed to be prequel to the original games, and then they kind of went their own way with it after the first game. So I think they kind of scrapped a little bit in between and stuff. Um, yeah, so well, I like this here. Where we've got the different. So there is a little bit of sketches, I guess. The different poses of. This I think he's the one who actually cripples you and makes you have to be upgraded. Um, I always liked this design. It's a shame her boss battle was boring. It was not very good. Thankfully, they fixed it a little bit in the second game, although there was only one boss fight in the second game, and I literally ran up to him and just punched him in the face. Goes and pacifist run. Instantly knocked him out, and I was done. Literally just instant knocked him out because I had the disarming bomb thing, so his bombs didn't go off, and I also did both things in a time frame, so perfect run. It was a little bit disappointing for the fight. I had one boss fight, and I just ended it in 5 seconds. That's what it is. This character really needed more backstory. She really did. So really, just felt a bit rushed. And Malik, I like this character, and then nowhere to be seen in the second game. sadly, but I think it's because I think a lot of people didn't realize you could save her in the first game. I think a lot of people left her to die, not realizing. So maybe it's because of how many people who died on. I don't know. It's a bit of a shame. Let's see if we can get a bit ahead. It's just a lot of character art in both games. I'll break down of some of the parts for the troops and soldiers, the mooks as they say. Equipment. Some final renders of weapons, I guess. That one does look a bit derpy. Did Jonathan Ross ever do a video on Deus Ex weapons? I don't know. I'll have to have a look actually. Uh, so what kind of videos I'm into, I guess. Mechs, robots, vehicles. Nice broad breakdown. Again, I just love the fact that everything comes with at least a paragraph. That is really nice to see. It's so rare. It shouldn't be rare. I know it takes more effort, but if you want people to buy a book or you're selling a book, you need to put effort in it. It does infuriate me how little effort. Well, that's one for. Although I was complaining about the page bending at the front, it's actually alright when you get to the middle. There's just a little bit in the ends, isn't too bad. If you watched any of my previous videos, you've seen sometimes with the hardbacks, they end up with huge swaths of bit that you can't see, and it's awkward and a real pain in the ass. So in one of them, I was trying to fold it flat, and it just made a tear sound, which was crazy. Then we got environments now. It's quite nice to see. I always like landscape stuff. Probably be careful about some of the red light district area because although in the game I don't think there's any nudity, I wouldn't be surprised if the concept art had some, so I better be careful. Oh. Yep. I'll skip that page. Because now they're using AI to find the slightest smallest droplets of nudity. When they get video nuked because of it. It's making me really nostalgic about the game. That's quite cool. That's actually a really cool, like dramatic scene. Try to figure out which one that is. Okay. Oh, Breach. That money grabbing thing they were forced to attack on, which that was just terrible. Really don't like Breach. And then some of the posters, a lot more safer than the cyberpunk ones. I had to be careful when going through that book. It's interesting though that you can actually still pick this one up brand new. I've definitely seen it still. So what that means it sold a good few or it didn't sell very many. Either way, if you can pick this up for like 30-ish, you're getting a good bargain there. I think it's actually a really good book for the price. I'm definitely gonna read through this again. Although I might wait until I finish a couple of games before I do because I have a feeling just quickly flickering through that is making me want to play at least Mankind Divided again. Human Revolution will feel a bit more dated, I think, but Mankind Divided. I did a I didn't. I I think Human Revolution, I think I did multiple runs because it's shorter. Mankind Divided, I believe I only did one run. I did a perfect pacifist run, which was annoying as hell because actually no, it wasn't as bad as Human Revolution because the Human Revolution, I don't know if anyone knows this, but if let's say an enemy accidentally shoots their teammate and kills them, it counts as you killing them. So the scene where you can save Marek, which I did because I was going to save her. Saving on a pacifist run on original on Deus Ex was horrific because you need to run past everyone, but the mechas fire explosives everywhere, and they kill loads of their own teammates by accident, and obviously it counts as you kill them. But if you EMP them, destroy them, the explosion from EMPing them has a tendency to kill a soldier because the soldier would run between its legs and get blown up. I had to restart that little section so many times. So maybe I would do both. Maybe with games, do like a run where I don't do a pacifist run and just kill people, especially maybe Mankind Effects. I think I did do 2 runs of Revolution. There's only one of Mankind. I spent far too long exploring, finding a secret room that you could get to, a sniper rifle and whatnot. There's a whole like mystery of all these notes. It's like this whole like big side quest kind of storyline. Although it wasn't a side quest, it was just miscellaneous. There's a huge thing, and then it just abruptly ends. Like there's nothing. It doesn't continue. It's clearly meant to be like some kind of big like side quest storyline thing, but got dropped. But they didn't actually remove what they already put in. That was so annoying. I spent so long on that. Anyway, as I have a tendency to, I am waffling once again. I get nostalgic and then I don't shut up. So, fun review, great book. Definitely recommend it. But until next time, goodbye.